is absolutely fantastic to see. Ante, time for our next guests. Let's bring them on. Would you like to do the introductions?
Yes, no problem. From the organising committee for the 2023 Croatian Soccer Tournament in Adelaide this year, we have got Mr. Stanko Zilic and Mrs. Stella Spoljar, who are our guests this evening. Dobro večer, Stanko, dobro večer, Stella, and welcome to the Oz Cro Soccer Podcast.
Dobro večer.
How are you guys?
Boys.
Good to see you. Now we've got 4 cities here in one. We've got Stanko, you're in Adelaide, I'm in Geelong, Anta's in Sydney, and Stella's in Melbourne. Whoa, this is a national pickup.
Wonderful.
I think we should drink to that. Just a little bit of orange juice. No vodka here, but
I'm pretty sure there's vodka in there, Tonchi.
Yeah, no.
Rakia, not vodka. Forget about it.
After my rant a little bit earlier tonight, I think probably do need it. But Stella, maybe first of all to you. You've been involved with the Australian Croatian Soccer Association now for quite a while. You've been heavily involved with several different clubs over that time as well. You see some of the best and you see some of the worst, particularly at the tournaments as well, But let's talk about the positives and this and that. What's been some of your highlights over the years, and what makes you so proud to be, Croatian through your involvement in the soccer circles here in Australia?
Okay, lots of questions in there.
I'm really out for doing that, aren't I, Auntie?
You are,
absolutely.
You are. So I have been involved in the Croatian soccer or Croatian community scene for a very long time. I probably started when I was 15 years of age, when I was helping my late father in the kitchen at Hanson Reserve, where Adelaide, Croatia used to play, and serving the food there and cleaning up and collecting the cans so that the club could get 10 cents per can back then. And that's how we raised a lot of money through the whole year, actually, by collecting those cans and recycling them way back then. And then from there, became involved in the soccer committee, secretary, moved on to the Saves, the Croatian Soccer Federation, general manager for Melbourne Knights, been involved in a few other clubs and organisations and fundraising events. And last year, my darling brother Ian, president of Adelaide Croatia Soccer Club, said, "Hey, come on, come on! You can take the girl out of Adelaide, but you can't take Adelaide out of the girls." So we're back. I'm back with Stanko and trying to organise a wonderful tournament.
Sure, it will be.
Fantastic. Stanko, so tell us.
Oh, sorry. Oh, no, that's it. Sorry, go.
No, Stella, go on. Well,
Keep
what
going,
are you going to
Stella.
say? Keep going.
Well, one of my highlights, or 2 highlights, my first tournament was back in Mildura in 1985.
Wow.
And I've attended probably, since then, maybe 35 tournaments or so. So that was probably my most favourite because it was my first tournament. And then when we took the tournament over to Auckland, that was one of my other favourite.
Absolutely. Wow, you've seen a lot over that time, Stella.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk about your highlights in a minute. But Stanko, tell us about your involvement. How's this all coming together? We're only a couple of months away. And tell us, how many volunteers have you got involved? What's going on there?
Good day, boys. No, it's a fantastic event to be part of, celebration of football as an Australian soccer. That's just a huge, huge event. Now, as Adelaide, we've always been a very, very local community club, and from a volunteer base, that's something we're definitely not short of. So as it stands right now, we have a mass following from locally, and even more importantly, I should mention, we've had a couple of teams externally from other states actually put their hand up and give us a bit of a, what do you guys need help with? So that just shows, and I think back to your first question was why we do this. It's because of the community that we're in as a collective, not just locally, and why we do it, for the love. That's simply as that.
And Torture, you'll be proud to hear that it was North Geelong Soccer Club that have put their hand up to come and help volunteer at the tournament.
Oh,
that's brilliant. Yeah, no, there's a real strong Croatian Adelaide connection at North Geelong. So it is great to see that, and it's part of it's become such a big thing, Stella. I mean, yourself and myself, we were into Savas for a long period of time as well. So we saw, back then. Certainly wasn't 35 years ago, but it was about a decade or so ago. How quickly and how massively it grew in such a short time. But it's got to a stage where even COVID wasn't able to put a dent in it, as we saw with the wonderful tournament that was held in Sydney last year, which Ante, you were kind of saw firsthand and experienced it, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. It was, great for everyone. It was a relief. Everyone was, so long. We didn't have one. I think Dandy was the last one before Sydney, and definitely. It was great to see everyone together, and just the party. I mean, the big thing is the music now, right? And it's great to see we've got international, guests now happening. It's becoming so large that we can actually, host those, and that's another attraction to bring even more Croatians to the tournament, right?
Oh,
it's amazing. The COVID, if anything, has done the opposite. It's actually increased the awareness for everyone to come back together and enjoy the good festa.
Yeah. Now, Stanko, first of all, to you, you're more the football operations part of things, and Stella's responsible for the events. Let's talk about the football operations side of things. Team registrations just recently opened. How's the first few weeks going, and what would you like to say to all the Australian Croatian clubs out there?
I think everyone knows, and everyone's been part of this tournament process for a number of years now, and everyone leaves it to the last minute, which is standard. So we are encouraging everyone to actually go into the Savas website, go through the enrollment process. I think up at this, we've had a handful of people register, or a handful of teams. So it's still slow goings, but we're expecting a big rush towards the end of it. And I think if we take on last year's program, I think anything in excess of 50 odd teams we should see register for the tournament this year.
That's terrific. And Stanko, when it's in Sydney, we need buses to transport to other grounds. But I hear that, one of the advantages of having it in Adelaide is that basically everything is in the same area. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're very fortunate that we have probably one of the state-of-the-art complexes in Australia, which alone on our pitches, we have 4 main full-size pitches under lights. Adjacent to us, we have the Federation, or the South Australian Federation, which have a further 3 sets of pitches. And then literally adjacent to that, we have a school, which has 2 more pitches. So in the vicinity of, let's call it 200 meters, we have 9 pitches, which we'll be utilizing for the event to ensure that everyone stays on the same venue. The whole experience can be enjoyed by everyone, irrespective of which team you're following. You get to mingle across all of us. So really for the 4 days, it's going to be that closeness, bringing everyone together under the one roof. Correct?
That's awesome. So what you're saying is Adelaide 2023 will be able to have a capacity to field a record number of entries, folks. So if you're involved with a club, doesn't matter at what level, make sure you enter. We'd love to see a record number of entries this year. Stella, you're involved in the event side of things. That's going to be a hard act to beat. Stanko's doing very well with the football ops. Tell us what's going on with the everything else, because that is what makes or breaks the tournament, isn't it?
It sure does. I think it's involved in. No, you're not. No, you're not. I think it's involved so much more than just a soccer tournament.
That is true.
It's a whole Croatian experience. And when I try and explain to my non-Croatian friends what it's about, they're just in awe. You have 60 teams from around Australia and hopefully New Zealand. But this year, what we're trying to do is, I suppose, we're going to have our gala night, which is on Saturday night at the Adelaide Oval. And tickets are $165, which includes a 3-course meal and 5-hour drink package. And tickets will be released shortly online and also at the club. We're going to have a ladies' lunch, and I'm not too sure if you know a lot about the Croatian Sports Centre, but many, many years ago, we planted our own olive grove. And so we're having a ladies' lunch, and it's ručak ispod masline. And we've got a Croatian chef on board, and Just going to have long tables under the olive grove, some Croatian music, some pita making experience as well. Drinks, and we've got lots of sponsors on board for
brilliant.
Yeah, for the lunches. So we're just going to showcase all the South Australian Croatian produce that you will find. So fish, wines, prosciutto, lots of different meats, pasta, etc. Having a fun day for children. We're also trying to do an open air mass on the Sunday
Terrific.
For all our guests. And I think you just mentioned before, Ante, about the entertainment. So not only have we got Zaprešić Boys, but we've got 2 zones organised. So we've got the Bocce Bowl, which is an existing structure that the men, they play bocce in. So I think we're going to be messing with their balls over the weekend, because we're turning that into it's going to be big entertainment zone. So we're going to hit off Thursday night. We've got a free disco for everyone, open to all ages in the Bocce Bowl. And then we've got another zone called the Starter Kucha zone, which is the original club room. So we're turning that into an entertainment, alfresco area, lots of food. We've got market and food stalls. We've had a lot of organisations and small businesses from around Australia contact us and said, hey, we want a stall, so we're going to make it like a mini market upstairs in the club room. So yeah, and lots more.
That's great. That's terrific.
Plenty more.
Yeah. The bocce area at King Tom last year was converted into a disco hall as well. So the bocce guys can't have their own bocce area when the Crow tourney is on. That's a no-go zone. No-go zone. 100%.
Yeah, we haven't told them yet, though. So
it's a secret.
Exclusive.
Well, that's one of the exclusives we're talking about tonight. So there you go. We were going to reveal another exclusive, but unfortunately, we're going to have to just hold off on that for the time being. Yeah. We won't mention that, but so people get excited. But Stella, can we reveal some of the other bands that are playing apart from Zaprešić Boys? Is that yet to be finalised?
It hasn't been announced yet, but I can tell you that we've got 7 bands from around Australia, including a couple of our own local acts as well.
Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
That is really exciting.
Now we'll put the logo up there. That's the Adelaide 2023 logo. Who designed it? Let's give the graphic designer a bit of a plug, and that's quite nifty, quite a cool looking logo. Who wants to go first? Stanko?
I'll go first. Well, we have to give a big thank you to Leo Torla, who over the last as I can remember, last I think 25 years, as long as I can remember, has always been involved in our design stage of any shape or form. So massive thank you goes out to him. He's put endless of hours in making sure that the tournament logo has come out the way it has. So a big thank you to him as well. So, it was a long process for us to get to that point, but we're very happy with the final outcome.
Now, before we do go on, we've got who is it? We've got someone from the Adelaide Croatian tournament organising committee saying now renamed to Bocce Balls, not Bocce Bowl. There you go. Whilst we're mentioning, we do need to mention as well Jure Dragovic from Melbourne, not the one involved with the Soccer Federation, but his cousin. He's saying, seeing this is a Thursday night, gents, can I give a plug? Absolutely. For Hrvatski Radio Ponos, starting soon at 10 p.m. out of the Werribee 88.9 Win FM. Special guest tonight, Tony Ivanda of Cafe Crow. So I'm sure there's an online component. Jura, if there is a website or anything like that people can listen to it for those of us that are out of town, pop it in the comments section. But that's getting off the track. And feel free, folks, if you've got any questions for either of our tournament organisers that Ante and I haven't thought about, pop it in the comments section and we'll try and get to that as well. But Ante, time for you to ask the question.
For those who haven't been to Adelaide, how far is the tournament situated from Adelaide Central itself? Where's the best place to stay for all of us interstaters?
I'll jump in here, Stella. So fortunately, actually, we've managed to get a local sponsor through a hotel called Indigo. So if you are looking for accommodation, we definitely encourage everyone to jump onto the Indigo site and look at making a booking. They just mentioned the Croatian Sports Centre or the tournament, and they'll look after you guys. But from a location point of view, Adelaide's relatively small, but still 15, 20-minute drive from the city, and you're at the sports centre, which is not far, obviously, at all.
No.
Very, very close by, and close vicinity to everything else. So really good. I will also just throw in there while I'm chatting, one of the things that we've tried making this tournament slightly kind of accommodating to everyone is that we're going to be running a largely cashless system, with the exception that the club room itself, the main club room, will be a cash only zone, where the rest of the disco areas, food carts, will be all cashless. So just giving everyone the heads up that we're trying to make it as accommodating to everyone's needs as possible.
And how will it work? How will that, like, is there a central cassa or central kind of whatever, or do you have to pay by credit card, or what? How does it work?
Tap and go. Your normal tap and go at the shops that you currently do.
Card. Yep.
Your phone, credit card, watch, your shoe, whatever you've got your thing attached to your forehead, go for a tap and go.
There was a bit of mucka last year, for those who don't know. Yeah. So that's a bit of a relief. So that's really good to know.
But hang on, you're dealing with Croatians, especially the older Croatians, and they'll say cash money discount. Come on, are you going to offer cash discount now?
We have thought about the starting, and we have given them the optionality in the original club rooms or the main club rooms. So if they do have cash they want to spend, throw around, they can always do that at the main club room.
Yeah, excellent.
Stanko, tell us a bit about the Raiders. They're doing quite well this year, and obviously the ultimate goal is to get promoted, right?
Yeah, as you boys were just saying beforehand, we're sitting on top spot right now in a relatively good position. Having said that, we are playing Playford City on the weekend. Unfortunately, from 1st to 7th, there's still 3 points, so it's still a very, very close season irrespective. But I do want to make a mention that, Vlado Blaženko, who's come on and he's obviously taken the lead this year, has done a fantastic job. And a big consideration to the fact that we've got this year 3 to 4 Croatian boys of our own playing in the team and are regular starters. So, and collectively, the squad itself is a very, very young squad, some 19, 20 years of age, and they're competing with men, who've played in the top league. So real big congratulations and to them.
And
there you go. Sorry.
Just quickly, the rumours are that Irakunda and Goodwin actually came from Adelaide, Croatia. Is that true?
And many more.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. I mean, they're getting lots of accolades at this particular point in time. Sorry, Taunch.
No, you're right. I just wanted to say, and this is a nod to my co-host from last year, Zaprešić Boys, and he had this saying, and there's right there is your secret to success, Stanko. We've got 3 kids of Croatian background playing, and Zaprešić always used to say, "Bez Hrvata nema zlata." Without Croats, there is no gold. So
just like the Champions League.
Just like South Coast United, huh? How good are they doing as well?
Yeah.
No, it's good to see. All jokes aside, it is really good to see some of the homegrown boys coming up, and even non-Croatian kids coming up through the ranks of our clubs. It's good to see. But it's absolutely awesome to see, Stanko. Sorry, Ante.
No, I was just going to say, fingers crossed that they can stay up there in that first position, and it'd be a great double celebration, obviously, with the tournament being held in Adelaide as well. And there's lots of things. So if you haven't been to Adelaide before, there's lots of things to do, on the periphery. So spend a couple extra days, go to the wineries, Adelaide Hills. It's amazing. Harndorf, all those particular areas. I'm a big fan of Adelaide as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for the
Now, Stella, from here on now, and apart from this lots of stressing and the lots of ordering, merchandise and what you're not, what's the main focus for the organising committee at the moment? Is it just crossing the T's and dotting the I's and the bulk of it's been done, or what's happening? Yeah.
I'm really proud to say that we have really worked hard as a team. We meet on a weekly basis, and so we've got the majority of the tournament organised. And going forward, it's just those finer details that we're ticking off. So, and our social media, a lot has been happening in Adelaide, especially with the FIFA World Cup, because Adelaide, Croatia obviously is a training complex for the China Women's World Cup team. So lots of things happening at the moment. So we're hoping to ramp up our social media, which if you don't know, go on to STADL 2023 on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram, also on our Raiders website and Facebook, and we'll keep you updated on gala nights, entertainment, discos, the ladies' lunch, and all the other events that we've got planned. I don't know, Stanko, do you want to mention, should we mention our wonderful lottery that we've got?
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
This year, we've been fortunate enough that as a major prize for our lottery, we're going to be giving away a car, a Mazda car worth of $35,000. So we really encourage over the next week, I believe the tickets will be coming out on our media platforms. So go to croatiaraiders.com.au. You'll see the tickets there, $50 per ticket. There's 1,200 tickets, so they're limited tickets. So be very quick to get your ticket to snap up a car, which is very exciting.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Fly to Adelaide and drive back with your Mazda.
Yes.
That's all right. Excellent. Well, guys, thank you so much for being a part of tonight's show. We hopefully will catch up with you guys maybe in a couple of months just to get a bit of an update as well as we get closer and closer to the tournament. But just to remind us all the dates of the actual tournament itself.
So we'll be starting the 28th of September, which will be the Thursday, and we'll be concluding on the Sunday, which will be the 1st of October. So it's a 4-day event. As soon as we get everyone's registration, we'll send out more information across that.
Fantastic.
And I just want to end off with, well, I think one major thing that we forgot to mention is first time ever in tournament history, on the Thursday night, we're going to have 6 games playing under lights.
Wow.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
Wow.
Really, yeah, how good is that to really start? Used to be
opening ceremony and the 6 games. That's brilliant.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, it's the opening ceremony on the Thursday night or the Friday?
It is. It is on the
Thursday
Thursday
night.
night.
Brilliant. Excellent. Awesome. That is great news. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us tonight on the Oz Cro Soccer Show. Like I said, wishing you all the very best for the tournament and the months leading up to it. And we'll definitely catch up with you in the next few months.